Anybody that's talked to me know that I try to put things into perspective. I be like, oh, that was just a bad loss, yada yada. I don't think this is a bad loss, bro. I really don't. I think this is just what it is. I'm not saying last year didn't happen. We know what happened. We know that Purdy went out. We know that he got injured. We know all that. But we not finna sit here and act like that San Francisco, when they fully healthy, is one of the best teams in the league. And we also not finna act like that the Eagles are the same team that we saw go to that Super Bowl last year. We just can't sit here and act like they're the same team. These dudes literally scored the same amount of points on both of the teams that we believe they're gonna have to see in the playoffs. Now, if you would have asked me today, do I think it's gonna be as bad as a beating that we saw today? I don't think so, but I still think they're gonna win them games. I still think they're gonna win them games. Whether or not they play in San Fran or gotta go on the road, I still think at the end of the day, they gonna win them games regardless. They got too much firepower. The only way you gonna beat them is if you can score on them, bro. That's the only way. I don't think that you can stop them as far as offensively. If everybody is there, I don't think these niggas can be stopped. Bro, look, y'all seen that Black Air Force energy them niggas showed up with on Sunday. That shit was not no gimmick. Them niggas meant that shit. And they meant that shit with every part, every being, every fiber of their soul. When them niggas said that they believe if Brock Purdy wouldn't have got hurt, they would have won that game. Say, man, it's kind of hard to believe now. I know the Eagles ain't that same team defensively, but it ain't like much has changed on the offensive side of the ball either. I mean, you got a different running back, if I'm not mistaken. All them linemen are still there, bro. They're still there. So how much has really changed on the offensive side? Now, I understand you gotta, but sometimes shit, when your defense ain't doing what they supposed to do, you supposed to be able to go tit for tat. You're supposed to be able to go tit for tat on the offensive side. And I just don't feel like they were able to do that. And shit, I understand the 49ers, they'd have added some new pieces, but for the most part, they'd have added more pieces on the line. So they line just that much better from this year to last year. I mean, I think so. But when you think about the type of team that Philly is, that physical team, it's like you should have been able to handle that. But again, I think that this will make people pay attention more to coaching. Because remember, both of their coordinators that they had last year are both gone. They them took their jobs in Indy and Arizona. And it looks like the one in Indy is doing a damn good job. Can't say too much about the coach in Arizona, but the one in Indy is doing a damn good job. And we see how some of these coordinators do make a difference. At least I do. Some people may not see it as important, but say, man, this Eagles team is not the same team. And I mean, shit, they defense alone is like in the bottom 10 or something like that. It's not good. They've had to bury themselves out of holes to get all these wins recently. They just couldn't do that shit against San Fran. You can't do that against no top team like that. So that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I mean, honestly, it ain't really too much to say. But yeah, man, I just feel like after that, 49ers like, yeah, y'all, because now don't get me wrong. I am a firm believer in a quarterback being able to figure it out if you got injuries on your team. We've seen all of them do it. We've seen Hurts do it. We've seen Lamar do it. We've seen Mahomes do it. We've seen Burrow do it without T. Higgins. We've seen Justin Herbert, still put up numbers without Mike Williams. Keenan Allen's been hurt at times last year. I mean, we seen Kirk Cousins stringing together some wins when his top receiver went down. Hell, we still see Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I mean, Cleveland was still trying to string together wins when they starting QB went down. The defense took the assignment. So I'm just one of them. Like, say, man, I do believe that some of them games Purdy needs to win if his squad is not fully healthy, because this is the NFL. I know it's bad to think like this, but somebody is going to get hurt eventually. Now, whether they can play through it or they have to sit out, it just depends. But this is the NFL. Injuries happen. So I understand that you prepare to play fully healthy, but you also have to prepare for the worst if you're not. And don't get me wrong, I understand losing a nigga like Trent Williams is a major hit, but this ain't the first time we've seen somebody have to play with a hurt offensive line or a bad offensive line. If you're talented enough or as talented as we think you are, we want to see you get through that.